I need to tell you something, and I don't know who else to talk to about it. I haven't been sleeping, I can barely eat, and every time I look at my son, I feel like my chest is going to collapse in on itself. I know that sounds dramatic, but you don't know what it's like to live in my house right now, to live with him. I'm afraid of him. God, it feels sick to even say that out loud, but it's true. I am afraid of my own little boy. Jackson just turned 7, my miracle baby, the child I thought I would never even get to hold. He was born with the umbilical cord wrapped around his tiny neck, and I remember the panic, the way the room spun, the sterile hospital smell as I watched doctors fight to get him breathing. For a few minutes, I thought I had lost him before I ever had the chance to say hello, but he came back, stronger than I ever imagined a newborn could be, and from that day, I swore I would do everything in my power to protect him, and I did. I raised him alone, fed him, held him, whispered to him through fevers, stayed up night after night listening to his little breaths while praying they would never stop. He was a happy child, bright, full of life, always smiling, always talking, with this light inside him that made other people stop and notice. He was special. Everyone said so. But since he was very little, he's had this fixation, this thing he says that I could never understand. He insists that I am not his real mother. He'll hug me, kiss me, and then say things like, "I love you, but I can't wait until my real mommy comes back." At first, I laughed it off. Kids have wild imaginations, right? Maybe he saw something on TV. Maybe he overheard something he didn't understand. I told myself it was a phase, that it would pass, but it didn't. Even when he was 4, even when I'd hold him to my chest and let him rest against my skin, even when I whispered, "Mommy loves you so much," he would smile and whisper back, "I know, but my real mommy loves me too, and she'll be here soon." It made my blood run cold. I don't know how else to describe it. It was like he knew something I didn't, something I couldn't. When he was 5, I asked him about it one night while washing his hair in the bath. The warm water, the lavender soap, the normal comfort of routine. It should have been such an ordinary moment. But I asked him, "Jackson, you know Mommy loves you very much, right?" And he grinned, cheerful as anything, and said, "I know she does. And you too. We love each other, both of you." He said it like it was obvious, like I should already understand. I felt something in my chest twist, like a knife turning slowly. But nothing prepared me for what happened this year. On his 7th birthday, we threw him a party. Balloons, cake, all the kids from school. It should have been perfect. For a while it was, until I noticed him sitting in the corner, apart from everyone else, pouting, his little face downcast in a way I had never seen. I crouched down, asked him what was wrong. He said, "I wish Mommy were here." I smiled, thinking maybe he meant me, and I spun in a little circle, trying to make him laugh. But he didn't laugh. His face darkened, his hands balled into fists, and he screamed, not cried, screamed. "No, you're not my mom. I want my mom." His voice cut through the party, piercing, shrill. Everyone turned, the other parents whispering, the kids staring. My cheeks burned, humiliation and fear mixing in my stomach. I tried to calm him, but the more I reached for him, the more violent he became. He flailed, kicked, clawed, like I was a stranger trying to drag him away. He screamed the whole way home, strapped into his seat, shrieking, "I want my mom! I want my mom!" over and over, like a chant, like a curse. By the time we got home, I was shaking. I tried to tuck him into bed, but he fought me until finally I gave up, exhausted, and collapsed into my own bed. His cries echoed down the hallway, rhythmic, relentless. "I want my mom! I want my mom!" I must have fallen asleep eventually, because when I opened my eyes, he was there, standing over me in the dark, his face pale, his eyes wide and empty, his arms hanging at his sides as if they were lifeless. And in this hollow, icy whisper, he said, "You're not my mom. I want my mom." Do you know what it feels like to wake up to your own child saying that? Looking at you like a stranger? Like a threat? My skin crawled. My heart hammered so hard I thought I would faint. I told myself it was just a nightmare, but I know it wasn't. The sound of the floorboards, the way the sheets were bunched where he stood, I know he was there. Since then, things have gotten worse. At night, I hear him talking in his room. Not playful, not make-believe, but real conversations in hushed whispers. I press my ear to the door and hear fragments. "When are you coming? I don't like waiting." Sometimes I swear I hear another voice answering him. A woman's voice, soft, muffled, impossible. I burst in, but the room is always dark, empty. Just him sitting on the bed, smiling at me, saying, "She says she'll be here soon." Last week, I woke to the sound of the front door unlocking. That distinct metallic click. I froze, every muscle in my body tense. I crept downstairs, and there he was, standing in his pajamas, the door wide open, the night air pouring in. "What are you doing?" I hissed, dragging him back inside. "She's outside," he said calmly. "She told me to let her in." My hands shook so badly I could barely bolt the locks. His face, the way he tilted his head with that little smirk, it wasn't my son's expression. It didn't belong to him. Another night, I woke up choking, gasping, my throat squeezed by invisible hands. I thrashed until finally it released me, and when I sat up, coughing, Jackson was standing at the foot of my bed, lips moving silently like he was speaking to someone I couldn't see. "Jackson?" I whispered, terrified. He turned slowly, eyes glinting in the moonlight, and said, "She doesn't like you. She says you don't belong here." And then he laughed. Not his laugh. Not the innocent laugh I knew. Something deeper, older. I can't shake the thought. What if he's right? What if I'm not his mother? Sometimes when I look at him, I feel this distance, like I'm raising a stranger, like the baby I gave birth to died that day in the delivery room, and something else came out instead, something waiting. 2 nights ago, I woke at exactly 3:07 a.m. The room was ice cold, frost on the windows, my breath clouding in front of me. Jackson was lying beside me, though I never let him into my bed. His body stiff, his eyes wide open, staring at the ceiling. I shook him, whispered his name, his lips parted, and in a woman's voice, not his, he said, "She's coming. She's almost here." Then he smiled, a smile that didn't belong to a child. I don't know what to do. Every night I wait for something to happen. Every sound makes me jump. Every shadow feels like it's stretching toward me. My son is still here, but he's not. I tuck him in. I make him breakfast. I walk him to school. But behind his eyes, there's something watching me, something waiting. He whispers to it when he thinks I can't hear. He leaves notes under his bed, scribbles in messy crayon that say things like, soon and she knows. Sometimes I wake up to find those notes on my pillow. Sometimes I think I hear footsteps in the hall when I know he's asleep. Sometimes I think I see a woman's silhouette standing at the end of the hallway, watching us both. And I know that when she comes, she's not coming to take him. She's coming to take me.